Now then, boys. So, if the dishevelled look and the oversized hoodie are making it clear enough already, it's a bit of a relaxed day. I've been grinding out ladder and it's going pretty well. Obviously, people are getting placements in now, so it's a lot higher than I expect to finish. But at the moment, sitting in the top 200. So I've done a bit of a grind. Got some games out of the way, and now we're just gonna chill with a bit of dwarves. I don't expect scoia'tael to be in my top four factions, but if it ends up being one of them, that's great. So I'm kind of taking dwarves for scoia'tael as just a let's just mess around. And I kind of enjoy playing this deck quite a bit. It has some really interesting stuff. I think it's still a little weak. I think there's definitely room for like tweaks and stuff like that, but yeah, this is the version I've been kind of running. I basically searched for dwarves in the deck builder, put in all the good stuff, threw in a few other cards to complement it, and pretty much good to go. Um, I think most of it's pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, an Aero and Karathi for the consistency, and I think the only like different thing is Gaitan, and that's just really another sort of payoff card for row stacking because you always end up with massively stacked rows, and you can just slam Gaitan onto a row with say like 8 on, and it's 15, and it's pretty good. Um, One card that I'm particularly surprised by is the Dwarven Chariots. So I wasn't really expecting Dwarven Chariots to be all that good, just because adding one armor is not really that impactful. But it feels kind of good. We do run like one Berserker, so that can kind of turn into 1 point a turn. And with Yarpen, it becomes 1 point a turn. And when you have Brewer Hoog down, then you can set up units to be buffed. So it's kind of nice. I don't think it's incredible, but I think it's a lot better than I expected. Um, Game plan's pretty linear. We're just looking to fill up rows, drop down some of our payoff cards for a full row, and that's pretty much it. Very point slammy, not a whole lot in the way of control beyond a single crafty. So yeah, engines can be a bit of a problem, but I've really enjoyed playing this list. Definitely give it a try. So as always, if you could subscribe if you want to see more content, that would really help me out. And I will get into the games. Alright, so people playing in Slave a bit more I've noticed. I kind of feel like Nilfgaard's doing pretty good at the moment. Just turned on the music a little bit actually, but yeah, I feel like Nilfgaard's kind of surprised me. I've been playing a bit of Imposter in Nilfgaard, and it actually feels really good. It feels really good. We've actually gotten an arrow like right. The main reason we're running an arrow in this list is like I played a few games and I bricked on Brewer Hoog and Call of the Forest one too many times, and my hairline was rapidly receding, just in pure rage at it. So I just bit the bullet and I was like, no, we're swapping out. We're swapping it out. I'm not dealing with it. And here we are. What we're against in Slave. We'll boost that because we may end up wanting to put like a Yarpen or something. But yeah, I gotta give Dwarven Chariots the benefit of the doubt. I think there's outside of dwarves, you're not gonna run them, but they feel really good. You know, being able to put the one armor on. Obviously, it doesn't translate to points unless you get it onto something that kind of matters. So like Javier can be sometimes good, you know, if you need to get his barricade up, make him a bit more resilient. But it's onto like Yarpen or a Dwarf Berserker where you're really going to see the value. I was running Zoltan Warrior and Unruh, but felt a little so-so. Question is, are we crafting that? Because that's a genuine thought of mine. Because we don't have an amazing way to deal with that, and that will just dumpster us. I think we just pull the Berserker. Chuck him in the middle. Chuck armor on, you know, we get the shield off, maybe they get a bit complacent and we can, I don't know, Gaitan, Yarpen, hope for a 50-50, something like that. But yeah, I don't have high hopes of dealing with this, to be honest. Watch them get tempering. They'll get a tempering and boost this up. No tempering. I mean, it goes up to 6, I guess. But, yeah. Targeting that. Interesting. We could just play the Miner. I don't really want to play Javier just because he too easily just gets picked away by FD Helga. I think Miner might be the choice, and then we can consider something like a Barclay or something. Turn after, maybe it's Gaitan. But yeah, I think at the moment, we just play the Miner. Don't need to commit too much. Yeah, Karathi is obviously an option there, but a little bit risky. A little bit risky. That's a shame. But this is the good thing about the chariots, we can at least reactivate it, and with the Miner we can get this on. And it's obviously causing a bit of a headache for them, by the looks of things. They might be looking for a pass though. Might be looking for a pass. We need to save leader, because we are going to have to use leader onto our boy Figgis. Since it could get a little gross, since they're in Slave 6, they can take Figgis very easily if we don't do that. Might just be Gaitan. I don't really mind that. I really want to secure the round so that next time we can get a bit of a push going, while also developing, you know, Zoltan or like a Gabor, you know, so we have something going into the later rounds. But we shall have to see. If this is a list with like mentors and things like that, oh well. If they're enslaving now, that's fine. If this is a list with like mentors and stuff, we don't want to go like super far into this round, really. Oh, a lot to commit. Committing quite a bit. Yeah, there's quite a bit to commit. I don't really mind them like filling up the road, because at the end of the day these are looking kind of sad anyway. We'll go Yarpen. I think it is maybe Yarpen, just to kill the Hefty Helga. Do we put him on a row by his own? I think we do. We're not using any like payoff cards, so we want the space for something like Zoltan to come down to kind of buff up these. If we put them there and then they chuck down like an informant or something, it gets a little sad. That is something I am very, very happy to Karathi. Don't want that leader back. Cool. So, I think the plan will be Figgis, get down Zoltan, get down Zoltan's company, chuck down Bruverhoog. It means we mull back Javier, as like what we want to be doing this round really don't give us the time to play him. Pyrotech probably goes. Mahakam Guard's good. Everyone goes. Okay, I guess we are keeping a Pyrotech. But this isn't too bad. Obviously Gabor would be nice. We can just play him with immunity in round 3, which is fine. But we will be bleeding here just because we have the option to. Not a whole lot they can do in response to it. So Figgis at 5 without their leader. How would they deal with a Figgis? I really think they can without using like a Yenbo. And if the yen vote it, then we just say, okay, fine, and we pass. But sometimes we get away with it. Sometimes we get away with it. If it gets like chipped down, then we can use the tempering. Okay, or it can be purified, which is also kind of fine, because now resilience will stick a little nicer. And even if we get like one turn of Brotherhood, you know, it's still 6 points. Need some form of hard removal. We probably don't. Do we temper it? Maybe don't tempering it, because then we have the option to tempering it afterwards. Alright, so they have 3 tactics in hand. So what do we reckon? An assassinate? Assassinate's probably one of them. We haven't seen a tourney joust, so I reckon there's probably a tourney joust in there. Something else. I think... Do we do that? Actually... Alright, we can be a bit greedier. Just see what we can get out of them. I feel like we got a lot of good stuff out of them in round 1. You know, the Damien came down, Hefty Helga came out. They used a lot of the tutors, like Mena and War Council. Obviously they used a leader, expecting Damien to reset it, but so what's that going to be for bribery, maybe? Something like that. I think we're fine with that though. I don't think there's too much that really scares me. I'm sure they can like double coup. But again, what have they got left for round 3? They do that. We also had the pass there if we wanted it.
You have our undivided attention.
Interesting. Yeah, so we'll go for Bruiser now.
Wasn't it built in a day?
As I say, how do they clear this? An Assassinate's doing 4, puts it down to 5, then 1. I think we leave it. Could be wrong. I just want to be able to reactivate the armor if we need to. Yeah, this is kind of what I mean. Because now we can just leader, get the armor back on. Took down a Mahakam guard, and we probably leave it at that. I'm not too sure how they catch up here, and if they do, they probably have to go a card down. And then we can just finish it off with, you know, we chuck a Gabor, something like that, get our volunteers out, Sparkly Elves, the whole shebang. It's fine. As I say, we're in a good little spot. Yeah, I don't think they catch up here. Very clean, very clean. Yeah, I just smelt a bit of weakness after the Stefan got played. Didn't trust it. Thought we could take them in one, and there you go. So plenty of points when you can get your cards out. Yeah, against monsters, I think this isn't too bad of a matchup, because they usually don't run a lock, and bleeding won't be getting rid of armor, which is obviously very, very nice. So drop you. I don't mind this. We got both the resilience, which is kind of nice. Maybe want to drop Yarpen. I don't know, Yarpen's not too bad actually here. Just really want to find that Anera, just always nice to have an era. Okay, we've got a payoff card at least. We do have a payoff card. So we'll just start with the Chariot. We'll buff it up because we do have happen, so we do actually have something that can benefit from the armor each turn. You know, if they put like a Necrorat or something. I'll probably save this for when a Necrorat comes down, and then we can just bonk it away. I think a bleeding round 2 is going to be really, really important. So if we can get Zoltan and Gabor set up, that'll be perfect to then lead into, you know, Zoltan's company, Brotherhood, 2 turns, we've got the whole thing going, which would be pretty nice. Now here, I'll play Javier, and might as well give him the armor. No real reason to give it to the Rowdy Dwarf, just because like 2 points bleeding and it's through. As soon as something gets bleeding, we'll probably put armor on that, just because then it gets soaked up if the Crimson Curse triggers onto that unit, so the armor can soak up a bit of it. But yeah, I do kind of enjoy this deck. I think in terms of like how competitive it is, I think it's very, very kind of relying on you getting decent draws, and like this game and the game before we got decent draws. Okay, are they looking to pass? Looks like they might be looking to pass. I mean, if that's the case, we'll just get Gabor down, get the resilience going. But yeah, I feel like it's quite draw dependent, because before, when I was running just Call of the Forest, Brotherhood got really, really sad because I bricked it a couple of times. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Yeah, so we'll Zoltan, and we'll give him armor because he still operates as an engine. You know, he's going to get boosted every time we play a dwarf. It's not all bad. And wow, they're both Feast of Blood. Okay, so we don't get resilience on that. Really sad, but yeah, it is what it is. Shoot the armor there. Volunteers. May considered a pass there. They probably pass now, but we can see. We can see. Yeah, expected about as much. So want to get Figgis. Probably want to get the other chariot just so we can keep armor going. Mainly because we aren't running Zoltan Warrior. I wasn't expecting someone to be running 2 Feast of Blood, but these things happen. Yeah, I was expecting maybe 1 Feast of Blood for a Purify, and I'd rather Gabor get Purified. So. Well, this is the situation we're in. This is the situation we are in. So what do we want to do here? We could just go Zoltan's company. Definitely an option. Because then we do have Gradient Justice, you know, into something like maybe a Miner, maybe a Mahakam Guard. I can do the maths. In the meantime, while I figure it out. So a Mahakam Guard would come down as a 7 with 1 armor. Miner would come down as a 4, but be able to give armor to something. I actually think it is the Miner. And this wasn't a mistake, by the way. Method to this madness. We're gonna poly it onto the Simra. Then we can go Bruver, then we can go Mahakam Guard, and then we can go Barkley, and then we can Karathi if they play, you know, anything like an Oriana. All part of the plan, boys. All part of the plan. Obviously, we do run the risk of needing Paulie to move an Oriana onto the melee row, but my hope is that we can be in a position where Oriana's not that scary, which is a big ask, but alright, so maybe we're moving that. Maybe we are moving that. do also have the option to pass, but I don't think I want to. I don't like this. Really don't like this. Because we can just go Broover. My fear is that they use the leader and then we end up a card down. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure about this one. Really not sure. I don't like it, boys. Do not like it. What we might be doing is using Paulie to move that and then Karathi in. Whatever gets put behind it nice and safe. But we can hold Paulie a little longer because, you know, if we move on the melee row, then they can just play Unseen Elder on the melee row instead. Idaran. Oh, so they're going for a double. What's his name? Double Oriana nonsense. I don't think we ever outpoints that. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. And we may have to pass. Because they're gonna Caranthea here and maybe full leader. Yeah, I think we hold off. It's really sad for Broover, but I think it's correct. Because we can deal with a Caranthea Oriana and another Oriana, you know, Yarpin to ping it, Paulie to move one onto the other row. Sorry, Karathi to kill one, Paulie to move the smaller one onto the other row. But we really can't deal with an Idaran as well. That's really not going to work out too great for us. Also, we are yet again missing... No, we're not. We hit an error. So we won't figure... I don't really think there's any bricks. Yeah, tempering's fine. Not ideal, but it's fine. So yeah, we'll be going figures first, obviously. Pawn. Okay, now I'm confused. Now I'm very, very confused. So what are they running? I think we have to Karathi that, right? Yeah, we never get away with not Karathi that. Very confusing deck. Very, very confusing deck. I mean, at least we're playing on interactive against the bleeding, but weird. I can't work this deck out. I really can't. So, what's the odds that they have a Queen of the Night? It's almost 100%, isn't it? So, Defender might be a little sad, but it does develop 2 bodies onto the board, so it's not all bad. And if nothing else, it's an armoured dwarf for Broover, so works out, works out. If they choose to pull the trigger here and let Caranthea out, Noriana Yarpin will very nicely deal with that. Oh, this is an interesting one. Definitely an interesting one. Seen Elder. Yeah, dealing with that is but they're not diversion. Okay, I don't think I have a single clue what's going on here. But
Mahakam wasn't built in a day.
we'll be fine regardless. Mainly because I think if you have a Queen of the Night, you always purify there. Which suggests they can't get through the defender, which makes bleeding kind of sad. And then this is going to be the Oriana, which we can then ping away with Yarpen. Oh my god. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. So do we want to... I think we just move that one anyway. Really no reason not to. And if nothing else, we're cancelling out the bleeding with the boost from Brewer. But yeah, I don't think you want to be running Unseen Elder without diversion. It seems questionable at best. Alright, well we'll just play this. They may just outvalue us here. It's a little sad, but what it is what it is. She'll see. I think if they're running a diversion list, like this Unseen Elder just becomes insane, but yeah, the Idoran. Fine, we're not touching their stuff anyway. We want to play Arcley.
Mahakam.
We'll just boost a Prover. And we want to use Gaitan as like a last card, just because Biggest has just been an absolute MVP. Keeping the bleeding off stuff.
Do not make me beg.
Have you seen a fuse lying about, have you?
Gonna be close. It's a big dwarf as well, big rowdy dwarf. Started off as a lowly. What? 2 points. They're dumping all the leader charges onto that. I'm considering, is tempering at higher points onto Yarpen? Onto Pyrotech. So if we do it onto Pyrotech, it means he gets 2 more boosts. So we can hold this. We maybe just hold it in general. With the way Cave Troll is. Yeah. Yeah, I think it goes onto Yarpen. The 7-point card, you know, we're getting our value here. We could have put it onto Figures as well. I reckon this is probably a Proto Fleder. It's not. Wow.
Judge me? How dare you?
Don't hit the armor, please. And then that should be it. Oh, that was close. That one was really stressful. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that close. But no, that's an interesting deck. I think you kind of need diversion though. Kind of need diversion if you're going to run Unseen Elder. I feel like the Idoran and the Renew aren't really necessary. The amount of provisions you can save there is ridiculous, and like, instead of Unseen Elder, just play Deathlaugh in that position. But yeah, interesting deck, and yeah, Dwarves are looking good. Dwarves are looking good.